welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video on how I personally achieve a flawless foundation appearance for like going out, or if I know I'm going to be doing something that's going to take all day and I need my makeup to last. These are the kind of steps I will take to kind of create the most picture perfect looking face makeup that I can. So I'm not showing you my eyes or my eyebrows or anything like that. It's kind of foundation, concealer, highlight and contour slash bronzer. So I hope you enjoy and let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to start off by using my Urban Decay makeup setting spray to really hydrate and set my face before, because if you want this to last a really long time, like you're going out or something like that, a setting spray like this is going to be your best friend. And then I'm going to put over the top the MAC Natural Radiance Prep and Prime Primer, just because I personally have quite dry skin and I need something that's going to be really hydrating, especially if I know I'm going to be putting a lot of product on my face. And I'm using my Luxie 510 foundation brush just to apply my primer, just because I just like to prefer to use a brush. And also if you find that like you get oily or something, I would probably use an oil control primer or just apply primer in the places that I get oily, but because I don't and I just have dry skin, I just apply a hydrating primer all over my face. I always find I get really dry between my eyebrows, so I make sure not to forget there. And then I'm going to let that set for a couple minutes, just because putting foundation straight onto another liquid can mean that it's going to slip and slide around your face and you're not going to get the flawless finish that you're after. So this is obviously a personal preference and it's how I personally achieve the kind of flawless look, and I feel like people can say what they want and stuff, but you can't really achieve a flawless finish when you haven't got shit tons of makeup on. So I'm going to be wearing two foundations. The first one I'm going to be using is the Makeup Forever HD foundation in the shade 127, and I love this one for if I know I'm going to be going out, people are going to be taking pictures, because there's no SPF in it, so you're not going to get that white cast reflected back in your pictures. And then once I put this on, I like to go in with my MAC Studio Fix in NC30 for that extra coverage in the bits that I need it most. So I need the most coverage on my cheek areas, so that's where I've applied the most product. And I find the most effective way to get a full coverage is using a flat top brush. So this is from BH Cosmetics and it's just a really nice flat top kabuki style brush. And I'm just going to be buffing this into the skin but also pressing in at the same time. And I'm going to be more pressing in the Studio Fix foundation. So with this one I can press and buff, whereas the Studio Fix I just press that into the bits I need the most coverage. Also making sure to take it down onto your neck, because to get the best look, like yeah, overall look of your foundation, you want to matching your foundation colour to the colour of your neck. Obviously my neck is much darker than my face just because of fake tan, so that's why my foundation may look darker. You don't need to tell me that sometimes. So this obviously isn't like an everyday foundation routine, like I would never wear this much foundation on a day-to-day basis, but for going out and you really want it to last, I feel like I would take the extra steps to wear two foundations. And what are the other products I'm about to put on my face? So that's what one layer of the Makeup Forever HD foundation looks like, and you can totally leave it as that. If that's the kind of, if this is flawless enough for you, then just leave it as that, but I personally just like to go in with it a bit more. So I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio Fix foundation in NC30, and just not all over my face, and just the bits that I still have a bit of like coloration and texture, let's say. And I'm going to be using a patting motion to do this. show you what that looks like. So to highlight and, well, more to like conceal, I've been really loving mixing my MAC Prolongwear concealer in the shade NC35 and my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Chantilly. So this is the lightest one, and then this is quite a dark concealer that's almost, it's slightly darker than my foundation, but when I mix them together it gives me a really subtle concealing for under here, and then I'll add a bit more of this if I want a bit more of a highlight. And I'm going to be using my MUFE G2 brush to apply this and blend it out. And also this is why it's good to, especially if you know, if you're going out and you're having kind of more like a dramatic eye, doing your eyes first before your foundation, because then you can use the concealer and stuff to kind of sharpen any lines if you need to, instead of having loads of fallout and then you ruin all the effort that you've put into your foundation. What a difference! I'm gonna just take a bit more and kind of do it, dot it here, and on my nose just to even it out. And then I find to kind of make it last the longest time using powders to contour with and bronze up your skin. So I'm going to go ahead and set my face with powder now because I'm not going to be adding any more creams. So to set my under eyes, I'm going to be using MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light, just because I love these to set under the eyes, especially with creams, as in setting creams, just because they've been baked for 24 hours, so they're designed to absorb any oils that your skin naturally produces and give you a really nice natural matte finish, rather than making it look really thick and caked on. It's kind of designed to work with liquids rather than mask them. And I'm just going to be using my blank canvas F15 kind of like tapered brush to apply this, as always. Then to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using this new product from NARS, and it's the All Day Luminous Powder Foundation, and I'm just going to be lightly dusting this. I'm actually going to use a technique, and I'm going to link the video down below, that Wayne Goss recently did a video on, that he'd learned from the makeup artists Sonia and Figi, I think it is. I'll link the video that he talks about it down below, but basically using your powder and like a light contouring brush like this, just buffing it into the skin to give you a flawless finish. I've been doing it recently and I found it actually really to work, rather than just like brushing it across your face or like dabbing it, just using circular motions to buff it in, I find really works. And this is in the shade Figi. Like, I'm hardly applying any pressure at all, and it just gives the most beautiful finish. I'll zoom you in once I've finished, but I just wanted to share this technique with you because I loved it when he did a video on it. Let me zoom you in. So still a really full coverage, but without looking too thick or too cakey on the skin, which I feel is the kind of best of both worlds, and it's kind of what everyone wants. So now on to bronzing up the skin. I am going to use this new Sculpt and Glow Forever Nude palette by BH Cosmetics. That's got a really nice cool tone contour shades in it, because I find using cool shades to contour with mimics shadow and looks the most realistic. But I am going to go in with bronzer afterwards. I'm just going to be using this angled brush from BH Cosmetics, but it doesn't have a name. I'm just taking a mix of the two, I reckon. Oh, they're quite pigmented. A mix of the two. Tap most of it off. And just press that into the cheekbones. Next for bronzer, I'm going to be using my MAC Careblend Pressed Powder in the shade Dark, so it's just basically a matte bronzy shade on a Zoeva Luxe Cheek Finish 126 brush. And I'm going to be dusting this on the tops of my forehead. Bring it down. Just place it above slightly where you've just contoured. Or just wherever. And then just onto my neck and cheekbone area. And then I just sometimes like to go in with the brush that I use to powder with, and just go in with whatever's left on the brush and just go underneath, just to kind of tidy up the edge. Next, onto highlighter, and I got this new one from Crown recently. Crown is, I feel, a really understated makeup brand. They do brushes, which is kind of what they're most known for, but their makeup, they sent me some makeup to try, and this really stood out. It says it's a bronzer, and it's their Sunkissed bronzer, but it is the most gorgeous highlighter. As you'll see, it's so pigmented, so you do have to tap off quite a lot of it, but I'm just going to apply this really kind of sparingly on the tops of my cheekbones, down the centre of my nose, and on my cupid's bow. It's got like gorgeous champagne-y peach undertones, and I've not got anything like this highlighter wise. But I'm just using a Sigma F35 tapered highlighter brush to apply this. So that's it for the face. You can go ahead and apply blush if you want. I'm not a huge blusher user myself, so I'm going to skip that step. But I'm just going to finish off my eyes and do my lips, and then I'll show you the finished result. So this is the finished look. I just put some shadow underneath my eyes and applied some bottom lash mascara, and then I put my NYX matte lip cream in Cairo and the Cinderella gloss in Glass Slipper on the top. But that's it for the skin and the foundation, and I hope you guys learned something new and in how to achieve a flawless face makeup for going out, or just if you know that you're going to be wearing it all day. I find that this really works for me, and I hope it works for you as well. Leave me comments down below in the future videos that you want to see, and give this a thumbs up and share. It really helps me out a lot. But yeah, if you're wondering where my necklace is from, it is from a shop called Bershka, and I got it the other day and I'm obsessing over it. But yeah, until next time guys, I'll see you soon. Bye!